Now the things are changed, so we are coming towards the big data. When we were in the past days, there are some small USBs and some hard disk to store some data. But there is a some the times are changed, so there is a huge amount of types of data are here, and they termed as big data. Big data is any data that is expensive to manage and hard to extract value from. It means that there is very expensive कि हम उसको that we managed the data, how can we manage the data and extract value from. It means that you need to extract something good about, something useful about your data, because of the size of data, that talking about the volume, that is size of the data, and the variety and the complexity of the data, the diversity of the sources for, say, your Instagram account, your Facebook account, your bank account. So, and their formats, okay, their formats, you say that there are some pictures in the data set, some numerical values, and some text also. Okay, if we talk about the formats of the data set, there are so many formats in which a data can be collected, but it cannot be assessed, it cannot be analyzed in the same formats. Okay, the quality of the data and the structures of the data. Structures are also again the types of the files or the formats in which the data has been stored. I'm hoping that you are listening to me. Okay, I cannot listen to you now. What is
I'm
data
listening, ma'am.
science? Now, coming towards the from the big data set, that what is the data science? An area that manages, manipulates, extracts, and interprets knowledge from tremendous amount of data. So in each and every slide and in each of every line, we are emphasizing on the tremendous amount of data. That is, the amount of data is huge. So on this area, when we manage, manipulate, and extracts and interprets the knowledge. Okay? Interprets the knowledge means when you going to the insides of the data, when you are going to the what we can get from the data, that it interprets from the knowledge. So we are talking about this, okay? Or data science is a multidisciplinary field of the study with goal to address the challenges in a big data. So ये ऐसी multidisciplinary field है. It's a multidisciplinary field of study with goal to address, जिसका it has a goal to address the challenges in big data. That what are the challenges we are facing in the big data. So we need to know that what are the challenges that we are going to face in the big data, and how can a data science solve it by its multidisciplinary field, like the probability and the statistics, mathematics, and different softwares. Data science principles apply to all data. It is not like that data science can only work for the small data set. It can also work for the or can only work from the big data set, but it can also work for the small data set. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what is data science? According to the theories and the techniques from many fields and the disciplines, we use to investigate and analyze a large amount of data to help decision makers in many industries such as science, engineering, economics, politics, finance, and education. So there are some fields which has been written out over here, but the data science is only about the data set, the big data set. So it can imply in every industry, like in media industry, you can imply it. Like if the most of the people are following which kind of the post of a celebrity, so a celebrity should post those kinds of um, content or the post. So it is only about the insights of the data, what we are going to analyze from the data, what we are going to interpret from the data. So there are the sections in which the data science has can be divided or is basically used, like it used computer science, mathematics, and statistics. So what does it takes from the computer science? It takes pattern recognition, visualization, data warehousing, high performance computing, databases, and AI. What does it mean that pattern recognition? It also means that in which pattern the things are going on, like on the Instagram, like on the on the financial transactions, like on some microbiological experiment. So it can also it always be done from all the things be done from the computer science, like visualizations. Visualization means how can we visualize the data, in which you use the different histograms, you use the pie charts and all other things. So we also use the same basic things on the data science ground. Okay, data warehousing means that where we are going to store our data sets. So we use like that the cloud, the Google Cloud, some storage processes we use on the huge amount of numbers in very minimum time. Databases means where you can store your data set, where you can get the data set. Like if you go on some website, you can have a whole huge data from the databases, and you can analyze it, interpret it, and like the data of the climate, data of the health sciences, data of some disease, you can go and get on the get from the databases. That one of the repository, like its name is UCI repository, on which the huge amount of data is there to analyze, to work on with. Okay, there are some engines like Kaggle. On Kaggle, you can get the data. Okay, so there are so many things, and we include it with mathematical modeling and the statistical modeling and the probability. So we can get the things from the RMSE, like errors, like some root mean square error or the R square, the fitting of the data on the different sets, like training and testing data. So when we divide the data sets into the two groups, like testing and training, so it works on like that. Okay, so we achieve the same R square for both of the data. It can also, you can say that it's only the division of the data set in the two parts to accompany with the two data sets comparison to have a good fit, as you have learned in your regression line. Okay, so that R square something, this is R from the regression, and these are the many statistical and mathematical things which is going to be included in the data science. But I'm very sure about it that these are the basic things which you need to know about that, and you already accompanied with it. So there are some concentrations in the data science. These are, I guess, that I have done many much of the discussion about it, that you must know the mathematics, the applied statistics, and some programming skill like R, Python, Julia, SQL. I am going to use R Studio for this, and data mining. Data mining is again using of the data sets, like how can we mine the data? How can we visualize the data? How can we see insights of the data? Database storage and management. So there are the things in which the storage of the databases are occurred, like, and how can we manage it? So when there are huge data sets, we do not need to use every variable, everything from the data. We need to manage the useful data. We need to we need to manage the missing values. We need to sort the basic variables in which we are interested, which are useful in our studies, to have the right insights of the data. Machine learning and discovery. So it is the basic part of the data science. So it leads with the discussion of the artificial neural network, principal component analysis, factor analysis, artificial neural network with the blend of the principal component analysis. It occurs like that. So in these course, we also complete all of these which I have named, like artificial neural network and all of that. So um what do data scientists do? Okay, if you are a data scientist, what you gonna do? You gonna do something in the national security to secure your national systems, the cyber security. You know that what is cyber security is. Cyber security is only the internet things, like hackers, like securing the accounts or securing the bank accounts. As you know that this is the data of the e um, e transactions, e-banking system, everything is on now internet. So the cyber security is very important. Business analytics, like which business is going to have a um, good results, or the big which product is very useful for you or not. Engineering, like in industry, how can it work, how can it not work. Okay, so a particular process, a particular types of inputs. So there are so many types of the engineering. You can also relate it to the environmental engineering. So in which kind of environment the instruments are working or not, the quality of the water, about the air quality, that our new concern is the climate changes. So it can also deal, the data scientist can also deal with all of these things. It is very shocking, but it is possible, as it only deals with the data, and all every science has its own variable data sets, so it can deal it very easily. The healthcare things are very obvious, like some malaria diseases, or some other diseases, like um, any other disease which can contribute with some variables, like unhygiene, like some microbial introduction to the body, the immune system, the blood reports. So we can some other biomarkers. So we can all relate it with the data, and we can analyze it, and we can get insights it from the data science. So our data scientists can also go in the healthcare department and many more, because I have also mentioned that it is only about the data set, and every industry has its own data sets. What a data scientist is, that data scientists are the key to realizing the opportunities presented by big data. सही है. So ये क्या है, ये की है कि वो realize करते हैं big opportunities को, to present it by the big data. They bring the structure to it. They can bring structure to it. It means that how can they devise, they arrange the data sets, they sort the data sets, they give solutions for the missing values, find compelling patterns in it. Okay, find compelling patterns in it means that and what are the patterns in inside the data set, that something is going to be repeated. If Kenny has some few marks in some statistic subjects, and why, what are the patterns inside it, that that students are getting few marks in the statistics. So any, it can be the thing. If the people have some malnutrition problems, that's maybe they occur with the some disease with the rackets or other diseases. So there is some patterns. So the data scientist job is to recognize these patterns and advise executives on the implications for products, processes, and decisions. So if there is industry, they are going to advise that what are the processes and the products and the decisions we are going to take to avoid or to increase these patterns. Okay, Kenny, now you need to answer me. Are you there or not? Are you there? Am I alone here?
Okay, madam.
moving towards the another slide. I do not that. Why are you not here, Kenny? Data science is composed of the many of the branches like data engineering, the scientific methods, math, statistics, advanced computing, visualization, hacker mindset. I have already said that your passwords, your bank account details, um, your debit card keys. These are all from the data science resources, and these are about the data. And then the domain expertise about the data is also due to these things. Okay, why are you not answering me on the microphone?
Yes, madam. The network is bad.
Okay, so we are going towards the next slide, which is about the multidisciplinary data science. So you can see that it used in the business strategy, the business analysis, its problem solving. It has so many communication presentations, and it accompanies again with the statistics, the pattern recognition, machine learning, AI, data mining, data science, and databases processing, visualization. It's emphasized on that it is from multiple fields. If you are going to learn the data science, you need to cover all of these fields like statistics, the visualizations. If you are talking about the visualization, when a statistician or the data scientist work on the data sets, it first of all it goes with the visualizations. Visualization means making plots, pie charts, the histogram, the different QQ plots to know about the data set. And if you are working for the databases and the data processing, that different databases, how can it work, as I have mentioned earlier. So this is the 2 days slot about the data science. And now I need to know that is do you have the R Studio on your laptop by now? You have mentioned that you have your R Studio.
I have a studio. Can you hear me?
Are you listening to me, Kenny?
Yes, madam.
Okay, you have your R Studio. So I do not, I should not mention that how can you download the R Studio as you also have R Studio. So can you share your screen and let me know something about the R Studio? How much you know about the R Studio? How much have you been used this R Studio?
There's one semester on our just have been knowledge how to
Are the
using
codes
our
familiar to you?
studio. Ma? Yes, madam.
I cannot hear your voice. Can you share your screen with R Studio? I want to hear. Okay, it's loading means you are going to open it or you are turning on the R Studio. I want to ask that how much you know